Hey everybody, it's Haley Hobson, and I am super excited today to have my friend with me, Mandy Kuhn. She is awesome, an awesome woman, entrepreneur, and she is hilarious. You've probably seen the video that we've done together on Momtrepreneurs on YouTube, and if not, you better go look it up right now.
It's only funny because it's true, Haley. People get it because they're crazy in Mom Town, so that's why it's
Yeah, well, I want to thank you, Mandy, for showing up today, and I want to just have you talk a little bit about what it's been like on your journey to be an entrepreneur and to be a mom.
Geez, that's such a broad question. I think when you become an entrepreneur, that's a very passion-driven thing. I think if you really have passion for something, it becomes your destiny. I mean, you really don't let anything get in your way of your final destination that you want to get to. So being a mom and being an entrepreneur is twice the work. It's very difficult. It is not for the weak. I mean, you really have to be okay with being a little bit crazy here and there, and just kind of working your life around realizing you're not going to be perfect in all aspects, and you have to be okay with that. And I still struggle with that. I still walk into a dirty home and I go, I'm out of my mind. I need to clean this and that. I need to get food on the table. I need to get the kids to school, and I need help. So I do. I get help, and I ask my husband for help, and I leave messy clothes on the floor. And sometimes you just have to live with certain things to have the lifestyle that you actually want.
It's kind of funny. It's like when I was growing up, my house was always so perfect that my friends used to joke that they could eat off of my floors. and I remember back then, I mean, it might have been that perfect because my mom only worked 2 days a week. She worked at a school. She was an art teacher. She worked 2 days a week. She got home at 3. And the other day, she worked with us. That's what she did. But if you're going to go out there and you're going to be an entrepreneur and you're going to have your own business, there's nobody cleaning your floors. There's nobody doing your laundry. There's nobody making your meals. I mean, eventually, once you start making some money, you can bring these people into your life. But it really does take a village. And what I think is also so important is our sanity, like our sanity as moms. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, because you and I, when we filmed that video, I mean, I think it was so perfect and such a clear picture of what both of our lives is really like. It wasn't a joke.
That was all true. All true. All inspired by real events. So that's the only reason why we could joke about it and laugh about it is, yeah, because it's true.
Yeah. And so how do you do that? I mean, how do you maintain your sanity and kind of, I know that life is total chaos. We joke about that, but how do you make that chaos sort of seem normal so that you can function on a daily basis with the chaos of what's going on with kids and still trying to run your own business?
Right. Number one, marry a good man, because my man's amazing, and that's a big reason of why I actually married him, is because I knew he would be proactive and helpful and supportive. And it's a huge part of my life, having a supportive husband that really has my back with everything, and is fine with me not being perfect in the housekeeping and in the cooking and all this stuff. He has a great sense of humor about it, and tells all his friends, she cooks really good, 2 really good meals, and so I'm like, yeah, thanks, haha, but I'm making you money, so haha, you can just talk about that. But yeah, no, it's if it's not a husband, it needs to be a friend. It needs to be a coworker, the team that you build around you, your business people that you want to be surrounded by. Make sure they're positive. Make sure they're people that are willing to help and uplift you and help and uplift each other, because you can try to do this on your own, but realistically, it's kind of impossible to do. You need good people around you. As far as keeping the sanity with my kids, it's kind of a day-to-day thing with me. I just have to go in with the mindset of this is what I need to get done today, and I need to check it off. And that's really, there's just some days that I'm on autopilot, and I just kind of have to check everything off. And there's other days where I'm having a great day, and everything's in sync, and everything's the way it's supposed to be. And then I have weekends where I have piles and piles of laundry, and I'm so behind on conference calls and sending out emails. And there's never going to be a perfect balance for me. There's always going to be a give and take, but I think that kind of just enhances the good days. It makes the good days really, really good, But
you and I have talked about this before. I mean, there's days that you feel like, oh, it sucks. Like, this is what my Saturday is like. And then there's days that, this is awesome. This is what my Wednesday is like.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we talk about this a lot in our business, specifically about being in balance and people feeling like they're out of balance and how do they get more in balance. And I think that the reality is that there never really is balance because we're always moving in and out of it. There's going to be times in your business and in your life where it's total chaos and
Yeah.
everything feels out of balance. And then there's going to be a lull, maybe, hopefully, and then it goes chaotic again. And
Yeah.
I think the most important thing for people to realize, don't you think, is that that's normal?
Well, and the word balance is so it's you what do you do with that? I mean, you need to make it your balance. Your balance, Haley, is completely different to my balance. You know, you work around what works for you. My friend Melissa works around the way she works. My husband Freddie works, you know, it's a balance. We all have our own sets of balances. Again, the word sacrifice comes to mind. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice one of your children's, you know, football games so that you can actually go work with somebody? Sometimes I am willing to sacrifice that. For some people, that's like a no. Like, I will not sacrifice seeing my children at their games or their ballet recitals or anything. For me, I can sacrifice that once in a while. Are you willing to sacrifice laundry, making your bed, missing a conference call? What's your personal balance that you can live with yourself? If you can live with yourself, great, you're doing perfect. Because at this point, I'm just it's just really finding your balance, your own personal balance, basically.
Your own personal balance, exactly. And I think that, you know, what I've heard, because I've been doing a lot of these interviews already, we've got 10 amazing people on the lines now that you guys are going to be listening to. And I think that what a lot of us have said is what a lot of people are afraid to say, that there really is not balance, like, or it is our own personal balance, and there are sacrifices, and there are going to be miserable days. But when you're doing something that you believe in, and you're making that vision that you have for yourself or for your family long term happen, and you believe in yourself, well, that's worth it all right there. It's worth all those crazy days.
And something I think we all have to remember is social media is such a big part of our lives now. I mean, it's just huge. There's Facebook and there's Twitter and there's this and that. And when do you ever see a lot of people's negative stuff online? You know, we all see happiness and throwing your kids up in the air and going out to dinner with your family. I'm sorry, that's maybe 40% of my time. The other 60%, I'm like, get to your rooms, go brush your teeth, I have to take this call. I mean, we don't see that. And so when you see people that are being successful and doing really well for themselves, you got to take a step back and think they have a realistic life too. Like, there's stuff happening there too. There are struggles. There are crazy days. There's happy days. Now, yeah, I'm going to put my happy stuff online. I want people to know I'm happy. I'm happy. My life is great. I built something awesome. We are all doing really well for ourselves. However, the crap comes with it too. I'm sorry. And that's for everybody. So don't let it be sugar-coated for anyone. We're all human.
Right. I know. It's funny that you mentioned that, because just even this morning I heard somebody say something about, like, how they didn't like my parenting style. It's like, okay, well, then you don't have to live with my parenting style. You know, my parenting style last year was like bringing my daughter all over the country so that we could spend time together and do events. But you know what? If that's not your parenting style, you don't have to do it. My parenting style is I got to get my hair done sometimes. And you know what? My daughter's got an iPad and she's going to come with me. But, you know, to me, that's better than having a babysitter. So, but the beauty of, like, of having a home-based business is that we can incorporate our kids into our lives, and sometimes they're going to drive us crazy, and it's okay to say that. And there's sometimes that we're so blessed that they can be home. Like, my daughter, who's 5, has never seen me have to get up and go to work. She has never seen that. And so I think that's so fantastic. That's a parenting style, in my opinion, that I want to pass on, you know?
Exactly. And that's so true. I mean, what we are setting the example for our children is huge for them to see. I want them to see good work ethics. I want them to see that I can't hang out with them that night because I have to go teach a class or I need to go help someone else. It's, you know, that I'm being service oriented. As much as I love my children and they're my life and they're my everything, they need to see that they aren't the center of the world. I do need to go out and make the money for them to enjoy whatever they're doing right now. I think reality for them early is good for them to see. Work has to be done. Things have to be done. Deadlines have to be made, and I think that will benefit them in the long run.
I think it's great. I love it when my daughter is like, "Do we have a meeting tonight?"
I love it. That's so awesome.
Well, just tell us real quick. Tell us, like, how you got into, I've heard your story before about how you're doing voiceover, you're doing professional makeup, now you're network marketing. Like, tell the audience a little bit about like what your life is like, day in the life of Mandy, and share with us like how everybody can find you online.
Okay, sure. Let's see. So I was raised in a very entertainment business, so to speak. My parents own an acting school. They've owned it for close to 40 years. I mean, they've had it a very long time. So I grew up in the business of entertainment. I did commercials as I was a kid. My mom trained me to be a professional dancer. My dad was a singer, so I learned to sing. And they train in voiceover, which, if you're not familiar with voiceover, it's cartoon characters, commercial characters, or just commercials in general. And but yeah, so growing up, it was always passion towards something, but it was always geared towards something new. So I would think as for building our business today, I love that I got incorporated with so many different things, because it taught me good work ethic, and that you had to work hard to be good at what you were doing, because a lot of people that I work with nowadays, 3 months and it gets too hard and they're like out. I'm like, and I don't understand that. Like, I've never been taught that. It's always been, if you don't want to do dance next year, you need to do the year full out, and then we can talk next year, So it's like quitting was never an option for me. And so starting there, like I said, I'm a mom of 4. Their ages are 9, almost 8, 5, and 3. So I am in crazy mom town right now, like literal crazy mom. My husband and I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night, and that was like a late evening for us because we're exhausted by our children.
That's funny. Last night, my husband and I were like, "Oh my gosh, our 5-year-old is up and it's 10 o'clock at night. We're the worst parents. Why can't we put her to bed?" Whatever. You know what? You can't judge other people's lives with that. I'm sorry. It's just when you get into crazy town, you survival of the fittest. That's all you got to do. But yeah, when we were building our family together, my husband is also a bit of an entrepreneur. He owns a roofing company, and but I always I always earned my own money, and so I always worked a bit when I was pregnant. But usually it was I was a choreographer for a long time, so I choreographed. My husband and I did stand-up comedy together. That's actually how we met, and so we would do that for a while. But as kids came more, we had to draw back from that. And then I became a voiceover artist. I actually just do it right in my closet right here, which is great. I became a makeup artist. A lot of things that I could do at home with my kids. You can work, just work smart. If you want to be a mom, which is what I want to be, I made sure that if there was work there was to be done, that I could do it at home with my children. Voiceover I can do at home, makeup I can do at home. There were oftentimes people would come over and I'd choreograph for them over at my place. If I just said I can't meet you at the dance studio, they would come over to me, and that was fine, and I would just work around it. You can work around your own schedule. You just got to be smart about it. You just got to and be a little bit selfish in it. Let people know, look, this is my life. I'm a mom right now, and then people go, oh, I'll work around you. Great, that's how you make it work. But yeah, so that's kind of how we built everything. We are working with our network marketing right now, which has been a fabulous thing for us. Again, I can work from home, make my own hours. I love that technology, granted, technology I have a love-hate relationship with, but I love the fact that I can work my business from my phone. Yes, and it's not always a good thing, but the fact that I can get things done probably 10 times faster than 10, 20 years ago is huge. So I can just do it, get done, I'm done for the day. And so that's been a blessing too. Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks for sharing that. Will you tell people how they can find you? Because you've got some really funny stuff that I want people to listen to online. And I'm going to actually play the video for everybody now in this series, but I want to have them watch some of your other stuff as well and find you online.
Of course. Well, a lot of my YouTube videos are up on, again, on YouTube. It's just Mandy Kuhn, and Kuhn is Kuhn. A lot of our comedy stuff is up there. We're going to be doing a lot more. We're launching our next one next Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this one. And we are on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Oils and Stuff with the and sign. And yeah, you can just find me there if you have any questions about anything.
Great. Well, thanks for contributing, Mandy. It was really fun to hear from you and see you again. And I know you've got a great message and a great heart, and you've got a great work ethic, and I'm really glad that everybody got a chance to listen to you. So thanks for coming on board.
Oh, thanks, Haley. You're such a big inspiration to everybody. I appreciate you asking me.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.